Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 12. I am Janice Kabum, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the headlines. Federal government approves 19 billion naira for N-Power training. Others. Society advised to focus on need to add value to boy child as International Day of the Boy Child leads. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. A very good afternoon. For sum of 19.24 billion naira for the training of 50,000 non-graduate N-Power beneficiaries and the procurement of taxiway lighting system in the Port Harcourt, Lagos and Abuja airports. The sum also covers consultancy services for the Dadin Kowa 40 megawatts power project in Gombe State and the furnishing of 10-story headquarters of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety and her counterparts in the Ministries of Aviation, Education, Water Resources revealed this to journalists after an extraordinary meeting of the Federal Executive Council presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the State House. Batch of beneficiaries will begin training soon. Meanwhile, the federal government has said that it was developing a comprehensive guide. It also insisted that the government of the outgoing president, Muhammadu Buhari, had done excellently well in the management of fuel subsidy, despite revealing that Nigerians spent over 13 trillion naira subsidizing PMS between 2005 and 2021. Speaking at the unveiling of the 2022-2026 strategic plan of the Nigerian extractive industry, debates around subsidy removal by citizens. He said some of the debates include the need to fix Nigeria's refineries and the creation of visible safety net programs to reduce the impact on the poor and vulnerable in the society, especially workers. Change agenda, beg your pardon. To foster this, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, and the National Council on Climate Change, NCCC, signed a memorandum of understanding in Abuja to address climate risk. Speaking on the agreement, the managing director of the NSIA, Aminu Umar Sadiq, said a core pillar of the environmental, social, and governance strategy is to actively build strategic partnerships. 60. He added that the agreement with the NCC was one of the strategic steps taken to meet NSIA's social impact goals and sustainability commitments. Meanwhile, the federal government has described this as unworkable. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, revealed this while fielding questions from journalists after the extraordinary Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the State House, Abuja. Responding to a threat by resident doctors to embark on a 5-day warning strike over perceived attempts to ground medical and dental graduates nationwide for 5 years before being granted a practicing license, Ngige said the bill negates extant labor laws. Ngige added that the consideration by the National Assembly And elsewhere now, the Federal Executive Council has approved the establishment of 36 new private universities across the country following a memoranda presented by the Ministry of Education. Briefing journalists after a special meeting, the Minister of Education, Adamu, said with the approval, there are now 72 private universities in the country. Adamu stated that the approval was given considering the importance of education in bolstering the economic fortunes of the country. as a result of road traffic crashes in the country. Corps Marshal FRSC Daudu Biu said this in Abuja during activities marking the 7th United Nations Global Road Safety Week. Biu said that these facts were the unholy statistics of road traffic crashes and injuries, which were a leading cause of death and disability. According to him, 1.3 million people were killed. Resilient, low and sustainable mobility systems to create livable cities that would fulfill the mobility needs of all.
Due to a lot of compromise by some fleet and other commercial vehicle operators who altered the calibration of the device to beat government regulations. This is in addition to the vehicle system. Speed-related crashes still persist due to a lot of compromise by some fleet and other commercial vehicle operators who altered the calibration of the device to beat government regulations. This is in addition to the vehicle system. Speed-related crashes still persist.
In a separate development, the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, a trade union representing workers, the national president of the union, Olatunji Ambali, made the declaration in an interview with newsmen in Abuja. Reports say state houses of assembly voted the bill seeking to grant financial and administrative autonomy to local governments. The bill seeks to abrogate the state-local government joint account, establish local government as a tier of government, and institutionalize legislation. As International Day of the Boy Child is celebrated today with emphasis on the well-being of the boy child, society have been advised to focus their needs to be happy, healthy, and valued in the family and community. Speaking with Spectrum on the challenges being faced by the boy child while growing to a more tender age, saying that every boy child needs a role model to survive in the present economy.
Today's society I would want to be very specific about the boy child now, is going through. Today's society is not like when we grew up. I was born in the 60s during the war, and then they just have to have role models. But in a society that has now been plagued with what I would call insatiable quest for wealth, material things, the social media has taken away parenthood from the children, and unfortunately, it's not even growing better. So we even have little boys becoming breadwinners, little boys becoming warlords. So the boy child has been a victim of, call it humanity, that goes through.
He lamented the present insatiable quest for wealth by the boy child as a setback, stopping them from achieving their goals in the family and society. O'Connor said the boy child have been a victim of humanity, where protection given to the girl child is needed for a boy child to help him thrive. He called on the government, family and society to address the challenges boys face by male children and promote the empowerment of the boy child.
The mentality of, if you are not measured by the car you drive, you are not measured by the house you live, you are not worth anything, has to do with the advent of democracy this time around. Not this very dispensation, but since it started. Yahoo boys, we now also hear of Yahoo girls. We have Yahoo Plus and Yahoo Plus Plus having to do with rituals. We now talk about courtism, even though girls are in there too, but majority are boys. And what is courtism? For me, courtism doesn't have to...
The boy from harmful societal influences similar to Save the Girl Child. Now to our statement, Baran named Khalid Muyi as the new General Director of Police. Reports say no reason was given for the former police chief's dismissal, but there had been allegedly been similar degrees dismissing the governors of the state-hit areas, including the capital, Khartoum, which has resulted in alleged lawlessness in the country. To a year in prison, reports say the Ennahda party leader is a critic of President Said Kais and has been detained since last month after being arrested for allegedly plotting against state security and incitement. According to reports, Ganochi denied the allegations, refusing to appear before the judges who sentenced him in absentia. Senior Ukrainian military official Serhiy Popko has said that Kyiv was hit by an exceptional dense attack today. According to the head of the Kyiv City Military Administration, the attack involved a complex assault from multiple directions with cruise missiles and probably ballistic missiles. Popko said that the vast majority of Russian targets in Kyiv's airspace were detected and was reported in Solomansky, where a non-residential building and several vehicles caught fire. And still on the foreign scene, the United States Pentagon says 31 Mi Abrada said in a statement that Ukrainian crews are expected to begin training at Grafen War in Germany in the next couple of weeks. He noted that the training program is expected to take several months and tanks will be sent to Ukraine soon. Liverpool to victory against Leicester to push closer to Premier League relegation. Do stay with us. And many thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of our stories, beginning with our business news. Holistic review of the country's international tax policies to have a framework that will increase tax revenue in the country. The CITN said the evolution of digital economy in recent years has created opportunities for tax authorities to develop regulatory framework for taxing numerous businesses and transactions, noting that the number of GIG workers providing labor service through platforms under one-off contracts was increasing, even though there was significant improvement in terms of awareness of taxing digital businesses. And still in business now, the National Bureau 2% in April from 22.0% recorded in March. According to the Commodity Price Index report published by the National Bureau of Statistics, the April 2023 inflation rate went out the percentage change in the average commodity price index for the 12 months ending April 2023 over the average of the CPI for the previous 12 months was 20.82%, showing a 4.37% increase compared to the 16.45% recorded in April 2022. We move now to health, where the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, has decried the slow pace in the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals in Nigeria. Mohammed made the star is off track, but was optimistic that the situation can be salvaged, tasking the governors to focus on the electorate. She added that the only way to build a more cohesive nation and a more harmonious world is to deliver to people's better services, And still in health, the World Health Organization, WHO, has warned against the use of non-sugar sweeteners, NSS, for weight loss or to reduce the risk of non-communicable diseases. The global health body, Evidence, noting that the findings suggested that the use of NSS does not confer any long-term benefits in the reduction of body fat in adults or children. According to the guidelines, results of the review also suggest that there may be potential undesirable effects from long-term use of NSS. And talking sports now, Curtis Jones has scored twice as Liverpool brushed aside hapless Leicester to maintain their recent winnings for a top four finish and now lie a point behind Newcastle and Manchester United. The Reds scored twice in the space of 3 first-half minutes through the same combination, Mohamed Salah twice feeding Jones, who finished confidently to claim his first Premier League night. Cody Gakpo from close range, while Salah claimed his third assist in the second period by laying up a free kick to coil a sublime finish into the top corner. And still in sports now, the interim management this was made known by the IMC in a statement made available to newsmen. According to head operations IMC Davidson Uwomi, the review of the schedule agreed with the Nigerian Football Federation to accommodate the league and the Federation Cup. Uwomi noted that 10 points at the completion of the matches will be declared champions. On our entertainment news now, Nigerian singer Joseph Akinwale, popularly known as Joe, has a track list of 15 songs, including previously released songs like Body and Soul Contour and Dufel Bag. The Nigerian singer features a number of artists, including CK and Oxlade, both of whom have recorded huge international successes. According to reports, the Body and Soul album is set for release on May 17, 2023. And still on entertainment now, Nigerian singer Oyikonsola Aderibigbe, popularly known as Irish Star, has been included in this year's 21 Under 21 ranking by American music magazine Billboard. This was made known in the 2023 list released via the Billboard website. Reports say and that's all we have for you in the news this afternoon. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtv.ng.